Hello everybody and welcome to our first video for the Fall 2020 Library Program at Punxsutawney. And Miss Nina asked me if I could bake something for you. This is why we're now in my kitchen instead of the library. For those who don't know me, my name is Uli and I'm a volunteer at the library and help out Miss Nina with the youth program. So here we are in my kitchen, and since it is close to Halloween, I thought maybe we're gonna make a little cookie that looks like a spider. I got the idea from Pinterest, and hopefully it all will work out. So let me show you what we will need for our cookie. We will need a peanut butter cookie mix, some oil, water, and 1 egg for the mix. For decorations, we will need some Reese's miniature cup, some whipped chocolate, and candy eyeballs. I just spilled it. And a little baggie. Now the first thing you want to do is take your Reese's cup, unwrap them, put them on a plate and stick them in the freezer, because you want them nice and cold so they don't melt when you stick them in the cookie. So that's the first thing. I already did that because I thought that way I can get prepared ahead of time. According to your mix, you just follow the instructions on the back. You need to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. And I got my cookie sheet ready. I usually put some parchment paper on mine so the cookies don't stick, but you can try anything. I mean, you can do it without it too. All right, so let's get started. Let's empty this mix in our bag. And here's the mix. Now just follow the instruction on the back here. It says take 2 tablespoons of oil. So let's try 1, 2. And 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3. Then add the egg. If you're not sure about cracking eggs directly in the bowl, you can also crack your egg in a little bowl first to make sure you get no shell in it. So now you can stir that with just a spoon. I will use the electric mixer, so it's gonna get a little noisy here for a couple minutes. We'll mix this all up. Mix that a little bit better. So you can see it's quite sticky. There we go. But that's okay. I forgot to tell you that we also need some sugar because we're gonna roll this in sugar. So let's get a plate out here. And I'm gonna put some sugar on here. Just regular sugar. You don't need a whole lot on it. And then you can use a tablespoon, or I use one of those little, they look like ice cream scoops, which is what I thought they first were when I got them, but here we are. Okay, and spoon it out. Roll it in a nice little ball, like this. There, so make it nice and sugary. There you go. Cover it up. Make some room here. and set it on your cookie sheet. Now you're gonna make as many as you can with this, as many as you have dough, or as many as you have Reese's cups. I'm not sure how much this dough makes, but so we keep going, we keep doing this till we have enough of them. At the end we will count and we'll see how many it actually makes. So it looks to me like this package is making a whole lot of them, but we'll see. Yeah, I placed them probably about an inch or so apart, maybe a bit more. It's up to you how many you want to put on there because they spread out. So I have them probably an inch or two apart. Usually, I don't put my cookies too close together. They don't take that long to bake. So try to make them as close to the same size as you can. That's why we kind of use the scooper here. It makes them more uniform in size. But I don't really think it's a huge deal if they're a little bit bigger or smaller. I have room for one more row of cookies, which means I'm probably gonna have, well no, I have 20 cookies on my sheet. Depending on what your size sheet is, you might get more or less on that. So my guess would be you're probably gonna get close to 3 dozen cookies, somewhere around 3 dozen cookies out of this, at least. So here it is. Are my little cookies on the sheet. We stick that now in the oven that we prepare to 375 degrees. And bake them according to your package for approximately 8 to 10 minutes. So we'll set the timer. I set mine for 8 minutes and then just check to make sure they are all right. So here we go. All right, we have about another half a minute left before my timer goes off. When the timer goes off, I will check my cookies if they're done to know for sure if they're still doughy or not. I use a toothpick to put in the cookie. If the toothpick comes out clean, your cookie's definitely done. If it's all sticky and gooey, it is not. So here's my timer. So let's check the cookies in the oven. Yeah, look, they're definitely gonna need a little bit longer. So we give them another minute or two. So here we go. While we do that and wait for this, you can prep your little baggie for later. I use a little sandwich baggie and put some of the whipped icing in. You can make your own chocolate icing if you want to by melting chocolate chip cookies in a pan. When you do that, that's a little bit more, I mean, I wouldn't say complicated, but you have to really watch that you don't burn the chocolate. So I thought this one worked pretty well. Now, I had this refrigerated after I opened it. So, see, I'm going to push it all the way to the edge. There we go. Check the cookies. Yes, they're much better. So, let's take the cookies out of the oven. Watch carefully because they're very, very, very hot. And so is your pan. Let me tilt this again so you can see what we're doing. This is what your cookie gonna look like. It flattens out. So now it is time to get your Reese's Cups out of the freezer. I froze mine for quite a while to make sure they're really froze so they don't melt. Take your cup, turn it upside down, and stick it on the cookie. Just like that. And since they're really good frozen, they don't melt all that much. Like that in the middle. This is going to be our spider's head. All right, there we are. Now back to our little decoration thing here. Now we're going to get ready to put the eyes on our little spider. Now see how you have the corner here? I cut the tiny piece of corner off here, and that's going to be our hole that we're going to use to decorate with. Take an eyeball, put a little bit of your chocolate icing on it, and stick your eyeball on your... Now, this one is a little soft, so I'm only going to make one here to show you. Come here. There. Because it still melts. It's still hot. So, it's moving around. All right, I will show you what that looks like here. I'm going to turn it around. See the eyeball? All right. So, let them cool so they don't move around too much. See you in a little bit. All right, everybody, while we were waiting for the cookies to cool a little bit, I baked the rest of my cookies. And I got 34 cookies out of my dough. So depending on how big you make your cookies, you will get a little bit more, a little bit less. Now we are going to finish our little spiders because so far we have a head and eyes. Let's put on some legs. Again, we're using our little baggie here with the chocolate in it. I know a spider usually has 8 legs. However, that seems an awful lot for my little cookie. So I'm going to make maybe 6. So let's see how that goes. So just take it and make little lines. Here, 1 leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my spider. And I'm going to do that on every one of them. Take your time with that because it's a little weird to squeeze out. So definitely works better when the cookies are cool than it did when I first tried that. And they were, oops, that's a crooked spider leg. There we go. If you want to make 8, you can definitely put 8 legs on it. You can make also only 4 if that looks better on your cookie. It's called artistic freedom. It doesn't have to be always exactly the way nature is doing it. So, here we are. Our little spider cookie. I hope you like our little cookies and you had some fun with this. I, as always, post pictures on our Facebook website for the Punxsutawney Library. I'm looking forward to seeing your cookies and I hope you had a lot of fun and happy Halloween.